All right, so let's now talk about solving equations with variables on both sides. Let's start with the first example here. Let's write down 10 minus 4x equals to negative 9x. All right, how do we solve equations with variables on both sides? Now, be careful with this, okay? You cannot, they are like terms, but you cannot combine them because they are not on the same side of the equation. The negative 4x is on the left side and the negative 9x is on the right side of the equation. So basically what you gotta do is you gotta isolate the variable, but you have to have the x's in one side of the equation. So you got two choices here. Either you do adding 4x to both sides of the equation, so you can eliminate this one, or you can add 9x to both sides of the equation and eliminate this one over here. All right? So let me try by basically adding 4x to both sides of the equation. So that's basically you're doing opposite operations. So we got 10, right? Negative 4x plus 4x, they cancel each other. So now I don't have the x's on the left side. And then we can combine 9x plus 4x, and that will be a negative 5x. And now we got a one-step equation. And basically, it's pretty simple. You're gonna be dividing both sides by a negative 5 here and here. Negative 5 divided by negative 5, that's a 1. So we got x. 1x equals to 10 divided by negative 5, that's a negative 2. Don't forget that a positive divided by negative is a negative. So that should be your answer. Right. Okay, let's try one for you guys. See if you get used to this. Let me give you something like this. Negative 2x equals to 3x plus 10. Pause the video and try to solve for x. All right, let's see if you got it right. Again, you got two choices here, okay? You can either add 2x to both sides of the equation, so you can cancel that right there, or you can subtract 3x to both sides of the equation. It doesn't matter, you're gonna be getting the same answer, okay? So I'm gonna basically gonna subtract 3x to both sides of the equation. If I do it here, also I have to do it here. Oh, yep. We got negative 2x minus 3x. Well, this is gonna be a negative 5x. And 3x minus 3x, that's a 0, so they cancel each other, and that's equal to 10. And then finally, we're gonna divide both sides by negative 5. You do it here. Also, you do it to the right side of the equation. Negative 5 divided by negative 5, that's a 1, so that will be 1x, so that's x. And 10 divided by negative 5, well, we get the same answer as before. We got a negative 2. Simple, okay? I think that's pretty simple. Again, please do not combine like terms. You only combine like terms if both x's are on the same side of the equation. All right, so let's go and take a look at now what will happen with something a little more complicated. Let's see if you guys can do the next one. So let me flip the page. Right there. Let's make a more complicated problem here. And you know what? I know that you guys are pretty smart. See if you guys can figure it out. So if you know how to do this one, then you're golden. So 3 times parentheses 3x minus 4 equals 1/4 times 32x plus 56. Okay, seems complicated. Again, let's see if you guys can do it. Hint over here, I suggest you use the distributive property, okay, first, and then you can apply what we learned in the previous examples. So pause the video, see if you are able to do it. All right, let's see if you're able to do it. If you're able to do it, you're a genius. So distributive property, right? We talked about that in the previous chapters. So 3 times 3x, that will be a 9x. 3 times negative 4, that will be a negative 12. Don't forget to multiply both terms, okay? The 3x and the negative 4. Right there. Do the same thing here, 1/4 times 32. So, well, if you do that, that should be, well, remember, when you multiply fractions, you multiply the numerator times the numerator and the denominator times the denominator. And if you don't have a denominator, you can always write down a1. So in this case, 1 times 32, that's 32. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times, and then we got the x, obviously. 1 times 56, that's 56. And 4 times 1, that will be 4. Okay? Now, we can simplify the fractions there. So what we got over here is 9x minus 12. 32 divided by 4, well, 32 divided by 4, that's 8. That's 8x. And 56 divided by 4, that will be 14. Okay? Simple. Now, we got, again, a problem like the previous examples we had before. And again, you got two choices here. You can either subtract 9x to both sides of the equation, or subtract 8x to both sides of the equation. Well, I'm going to be subtracting 8x to both sides of the equation. Here and here. So if we do that, we got 9x minus 8x, that will be 1x, or x, minus 12, 8x and minus 8x cancel each other, that's equal to 14. Finally, easy step here, we add in 12 to both sides of the equation. Negative 12 plus 12 cancel each other, so we got x equals to 14 plus 12, that is 26. If you got the right answer there, you are pretty good solving this type of equations. Okay? Don't forget to try the assignments.